So we said today we're going to look at the what if analysis, and for you to be able to get the what if analysis feature, you need to go to the data tab. Then under data tab, you can see the what if analysis here. There are three features under the what if analysis, where we have the scenario manager, the goal seek, and the data table. So I want us first to start with the data table. The first thing that you need to understand is under what scenarios or under what occasions you really need to use the data table. The data table is used when you want to see multiple inputs at the same time. If you want to see multiple inputs at the same time, that is one occasion where you can be able to use the data table. I'm going to give an example. In this table that we have here, we have the price, the quantity, and discount. For you to be able to get the net price, given the price, the quantity, and the discount, the net price is going to be price times quantity times 1 minus discount. This is the formula that we have here. This is going to give you the net price. If you want to see quantity changing and price changing, and then with quantity changing and price changing, you still want to know the net price. So that makes it a suitable location to use the data table. We are going to do this step by step. So we are going to start with one variable changing. This one variable can be changing across the rows or along a column. So the first instance that we have here is one variable changing across a row. The variable that is changing in this instance is quantity. Quantity, it is the variable that is changing across the row. This is what we have, the small table here, where we have a price of $50, quantity for that commodity is 100, and the discount is 20%. If you want to calculate the net price when the quantity changes to 10, to 20, to 30, 40, 50, 60, and 70, then we use the data table. But before we use the data table, there is this cell which I have filled with red, N5. In N5, we need to have the formula for calculating the net price. And the formula for calculating the net price, we have said, it is price multiplied by quantity multiplied by 1 minus discount. That is the formula for getting the net price. So you need to have that last parenthesis here. All right. So with that formula in place on cell N5, the next step that you need to do is highlight. Highlight the quantity together with the cell that has been filled with red, up to including the empty cells here. Then go to data, what if analysis, and under what if analysis, you click on the data table. You have a search, we have an interface here. Now this interface, there are two things that we need to enter. The first thing that we need to enter is the raw input cell. And then we have column input cell. Two entries we need to make. But the question that we should ask ourselves before having the two entries is, do we really have the two entries in this small table that we have highlighted? We don't have two entries. We only have one entry. And the only entry that we're going to make here is the raw input cell, because we have quantity across the row. We don't have the column, only row. So on the raw input cell, I want you to reference quantity on this small table here. So the quantity is that. Once you reference the quantity on the small table that we have here, I want you to click OK. Once you click OK, you're going to realize that the net price is going to be populated for all the categories of quantity. So if you buy 10 items, the net price is going to be $400 at 20% discount. If you buy 20 items, then you're going to be paying 800 with this 20% discount. All that up to the 70 items that you'll be able to pay 2,800 USD at a discount of 20%. Remember, what is changing here in this table was the quantity. Can the same thing be applied if we change price? Yeah, the answer is yes. But before we change price, before we have price on our rows and try to see with the change of price how the net price is going to be affected, we need to have the formula for the net price on this cell that is N7. So on N7, we're going to have the formula for the net price, which is going to be price multiplied by quantity multiplied by 1 minus discount. That is right. Okay. So we say the next step after having the formula here is you highlight the whole table highlighted, go to data table and the what if analysis. This time around, we have another raw input. And the raw input that we have here is price. So you have to reference price on this small table that we have here. So we are referencing the price. The reason as to why we are referencing this small table here is because this is the table that was used in calculation of the net price. Okay. So once you put OK, you're going to see the net price populated all over. And then you can be able to see if the price of this item is going for $100, the net price is going to change to 8,000. This price is calculated with a constant of 100 items. That is done. So in this first instance, all you have seen is one variable that is changing across the rows. Can we have one variable that is changing along the column? The answer is yes. So as usual, let us have the formula here. But instead of us every time trying to key in the formula, there's still another way in which we can have the formula here. Through cell reference. So we can reference the formula that we've written here. It is still okay. So after doing that, highlight. Remember here, price is changing along the row. Highlight the column, go to the data table and what if analysis. We don't have a raw input cell this time round. All what we have is the column input cell, and the column input cell is the price. So let us reference the price here. Okay, and then we have the net price populated. Amazing. Let us reference the net price here. So let me just use that. So what we want to do here is try to see if you can get the net price with quantity changing along the column. So we highlight all that. Go to data table. Under the what if analysis, we have a column input cell. The column input cell is the quantity. We have the quantity, and you can see everything is working perfectly so well. Next, we have a different kind of a table here. With this table that we have here, we got both a variable on the row and another variable on the column. The price is changing across the rows, while the price is changing along the column. So here we have two entries to make. We got price being the row input cell, and we got quantity being the column input cell. So what we need to have, we got the formula for the net price here. So I highlight everything highlighted. Good. Everything highlighted. So go to data table. Under the whatever analysis, you have to import the raw input cell. The raw input cell here is the price. Next, we got the column input cell. What is the column input cell? It is quantity. You can see the quantity down here. So quantity. After that, what else do you need? Click OK. Then with this, you can see the net price. So the net price at 20% discount, it is going to be $100 when the price is 25 and you buy 5 items. With this kind of a table, we got two inputs for the row and the column. What if we want to make 3 inputs? We have to try to make the discount change so that we can see how the discount is changing with row and quantity at the same time. But apparently we don't have a 3D table. We can only have a 2D table. But we can twist this because we learned a very important skill some time ago about data validation. We can still validate the discount, and we have 3 variables changing at the same time. So how do we do data validation? Go to the data tab and then data validation. And we say we choose a list, right? Then on the source, you can choose to have this written somewhere, or you can simply type it here. So we got 20%, comma, let's have 25%, comma, let's have 30%, then comma, let's have 35%, then comma, let's have 40%, then comma, let's have 45%, 45%, or then comma, we can have 50%. We have some people, we have suppliers who give 50% discount. Okay, let me assume that 50% discount is the highest discount that you can get while on Earth. So let's just have it up to 50%. So okay. And once you press OK, you're going to realize that we got a drop down on the discount, and we can now change discount with change in quantity and price. So change the discount. Wow. Good stuff, right? Any question?